Thank you. Hello, Dublin! Just to clear up one thing straight away. No, I'm not the love child of Chuck Norris and the Bee Gees, so get that. I wasn't in The Hangover either. What's nice for me is I travel a lot over to England. I gig a lot in England. It's wonderful being an Irish comedian over in England because English women love Irish men. We are worshipped over there. We are worshipped. And you ask them what do they love about us, and every one of them will tell you it's the accent. The accent they love. The accent. They never say the body, by the way. I have yet to hear one woman going, ooh, I love the pale white pasty skin. And the Guinness belly. And those flamingo legs. I mean, I can empathise. You can. I mean, Irish men, we're not the finest of physical specimens. So we have to rely on the accent. And the charm. No matter what you say about Irish men, we're always very, very charming. Or at least initially, we're charming. And then drink becomes involved. I can't help but feel that if Irish men didn't drink, we'd be Italian. Any Italians here? No, they're all off having sex somewhere. Do you see that? I do get into trouble, though, when I go abroad. I have gotten into trouble, but it's mostly to do with the drink. Yeah, I know a lot of comedians will come up here and they'll tell you they don't drink anymore. I do. I love my whiskey. I will drink whiskey with all of you till the cows come home. I will drink whiskey with you till we bring the cows home, we get the cows drunk, and we tip the cows over. The one thing I will never do drugs. Again. I got stoned once in my life, only once. I was out in Australia. I don't know if there's any Australians here tonight, probably working behind a bar. That's okay, that's where they belong. I was living in Sydney for 6 months. I lived with 3 women, and you're probably thinking, ooh, how exciting. But there were 3 Cork women, so no, no, and no. And people ask me, what did I learn about living with 3 women? I learned a lot of things. I learned about sharing my space with a woman. I learned about how many times in a day I could possibly be wrong. And I learned the meaning of a word I'd never heard of before, synchronization. You didn't tell us about that one, did you? For those of you who don't know, synchronization means that if you live with more than one woman once a month, you get the hell out of there. I mean, even in the countries where the Irish are loved, I get into trouble. I was over in America. There's no greater place in the world to gig if you're an Irish comedian. There are 55 million Americans claim to be Irish. We only sent them 3 million. We're not that good. And I was over there and all the clubs have different nights. The very first night I was booked to do a gig, all the clubs have different nights, like they have Puerto Rican night, they have Latino night. I was obviously meant to be booked for UK and Ireland night. They accidentally booked me for African American night. We were all surprised when I walked out on stage. I spent 10 minutes pretending I was an albino. It's all I could think of. Eventually, when I started speaking to the crowd, I said, you know what, when I grew up in Ireland, I didn't have any black friends. It's not because I was racist in any way. It's simply when God set out his ice cream stall of the world, Ireland was the vanilla. That's all we were. God didn't want us to have any outside influence that may have led to jazz or hip-hop or any sort of rhythm whatsoever. I think most people have figured out that Irish people don't even dance. We just stand in the same place till we get really angry at the floor. That's all we do. We just stand there till eventually we're just like, I hate the floor, I hate the floor. Joined by lines of people hating the floor at the same time. And that is why Riverdance is a result of poor ethnic diversity, ladies and gentlemen. And if you like it, you're racist. I flew in last night for this show. I was so excited. A few friends said, let's, go out and let's have a few drinks. Let's get the hairy fella drunk and see what happens. And this was last night, and I know they got me drunk because I was in the corner of the bar that we were at thinking that I was being dark and mysterious. When in fact, I was asleep. And I woke up this morning, we'd gone drinking somewhere in Dublin. I couldn't tell you where. The only way I could retrace my steps was by going through the drink receipts I found in my wallet. I swear to you, I took them out. I was like, whiskey, 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 whiskey and white wine. I pulled. Hang on, where is she? Whiskey and white wine, whiskey and white wine, whiskey, oh. Double whiskey. Kebab. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Keith Farnan. You've been one.
Well done. Brilliant stuff. Fantastic. Keith Farnan, ladies and gentlemen, we love Keith Farnan.